Okay, just got through dropping someone off here and just engaging it here at the cul-de-sac. No destination set. I do this a lot. No destination set. Let's see where the car goes. Uber and Lyft on $5 tip. Quick little ride. Running full self-driving 14.1.3. I know the Tesla earnings call the other night or last night. Haven't really looked at it much. I know people will complain. I see some already posting stuff on X. Where is full supervised or full self-driving unsupervised? Kind of a tricky little area. I guess it's turning here, which is nice. Instead of trying to get across over there. Weird angle. You gonna go in circles? Okay, so right now, let's see if it turns again. Are we in shark mode? Are we circling our prey? A lot of cactuses down here. No, you're going to go straight. Okay. I'm currently in an area called Laguna Vista. Just near Port Isabel, near South Padre Island. But yeah, it'd be nice to have, unsupervised full self-driving. Uh, 14.1.3. I think this version can actually do it. Yeah, I've had 2 disengagements. None of them really safety critical. And one of them was still, both of them were like, it wasn't going to do anything dangerous. The one making a left-hand turn from the center lane where it was supposed to be going straight in the center lane. Well, a lot of people do that. And even after I did that, or I disengaged, 2 cars behind me went ahead and did it. The exact same thing that my car was about to do. So, I mean, it's not like I disengaged because it was going to hit another vehicle or cause an accident. It made some people upset. But there were 2 lanes there, and yeah, both cars could have turned safely. Some areas are marked. Most areas are marked for that around here. But that one wasn't. And the other one was where it was trying to park into a parking space that had a motorcycle in it. But now, if you look at that, the motorcycle is at the end of the parking space going this way, and not into the parking space. So, visually it looks like the bike has just stopped there temporarily. So since that was the only other parking space that was not handicapped, and the car was trying to park, it looked like it was just backing up and signaling and waiting for the bike to move, since the bike wasn't parked the way you're supposed to be parked in a parking space. So it was more like the car was waiting for the parking space. It wasn't going to hit the bike. It saw the bike. It visualized the bike and everything. Okay, you're going to go left. Okay. This would be okay. You know, I wouldn't mind going left here if I wasn't out trying to make money right now. But this is kind of like the back way to the Valley Airport. Very slim chance of getting any rides unless someone happens to be at the detention center trying to get a ride after visiting someone. But the odds of that is slim to none. And usually right around in here, I would be within the 8-mile radius of the detention center. That if they were looking, it would pop up by now. Because that is just right over here. So I'm going to tell the car, navigate to the Brownsville Airport. And let's see how it handles rerouting here last second. I don't want to go to the Bayview, so I want to try to figure a way around here. The reason why I don't want to go that Bayview, because I think some of that is, well, let's go ahead and go Bayview. I usually don't like passing through Los Fresnos. Take the back road. I find on these roads here sometimes it will try to pass vehicles, but other times it just won't do it. Oh. Okay, I don't see any chips or cracks on that one. I've had this Model Y for 4.5 months now. I have 50,372 miles on it. 99% of that is all in full self-driving, and almost 100% of that since version 14. I'm just saying that because I've actually replaced the windshield 3 times already. Definitely sign up for the windshield protection program through Tesla. $15 a month, definitely worth it. You know, 1 free windshield replacement a year, unlimited chip repair, but you know, they spread quickly. have to replace the windshield after it's already been replaced that year is a $100 deductible. I've talked to a place that does the paint protection films, and yeah, they do have something you can put on your windshield which would help for cracks and stuff. Okay, we have okay, maybe we'll go back to Port Isabel. Navigate to South Padre Island. So we have the reservation request coming up. So where is the car going to turn here? It's going to use this driveway. Well, okay, it's going to swing out and do a U-turn in the road. Okay, that was good. Utilizing a little bit of the driveway. And it is stopping there. I don't know why you're stopping on the side of the road. It could have kept going. But so yeah, hopefully they don't cancel that ride. And hopefully I get a couple of other rides on the island before that. But anyway, that was kind of strange. You know, I did put in there, I don't know why it parked on the shoulder of the road, at least it was out of the road. It could have continued going. But that was okay. I mean, I know it was probably looking at, but it saw the gate there, so it decided it wasn't going to pull into a backup and turn. I've had to do that a few times. Still trying to find time to work on videos across the board, including my time lapse for the live stream or for the daily time lapse of SpaceX. But you know, with Uber taking more and more for each ride, rides paying less and less, the rides being less frequent, me having to drive further distance to catch rides, to find rides, I just don't have time to sit there. I get back in the evening, I'm like, okay, I'm going to work on stuff, and I'm falling asleep while sitting there, and I just can't stay awake. So yeah, unsupervised full self-driving would come in, would be really nice, where I can sit here and actually safely work on stuff while the car is doing the driving. it would give me a lot more time in the day. Unfortunately, like I say, trying to find rides and trying to get rides and driving to pick people up and drop them off, I am in this car 10 to 14 hours every day. I don't have time to sit down. I keep having, friends of mine telling me I need to, cook something good to eat, go to the grocery store, get better food and cook. I don't have time. I'm driving all the time. I don't have time to sit down at a proper restaurant to eat. I just have to grab something fast and go. And we all know how bad fast food is and how little options they have. Now that reservation ride was at 10:45. So Uber might route. Right now Uber's not filtering the rides to stay in the area. They won't start doing that till 9:45. And the customer has up till 10:15 to cancel with no charge. The car was moving to avoid those patches in the road, thinking they might be potholes. It's doing a lot better job avoiding potholes and stuff. These patches are questionable. It's like, could that be a pothole? It didn't do it for that one, so it knew it wasn't. It doesn't do that when there's cars next to me too, so it's prioritizing not to hit the car. If it's a pothole, we'll go ahead and hit it. Those two. And I keep looking at those. That's good that it's not hitting them. It's thinking it might be a pothole. It's good that it's avoiding them. I'm thinking, if I have my eyes closed, or if I'm blind, or if I'm asleep, would I be comfortable with that little jarring? Not so much. It'll be kind of aggravating. Matter of fact, Uber kind of monitors your phone, so does Lyft, and that will hurt your driving score, because it's like, sudden turns and stuff like that. It should react to them a little bit sooner and more smoother, instead of last second. But it actually gives me a lot of confidence that the car is avoiding a lot of things in the road. I've avoided so far a mattress, a full extension ladder, lots and lots and lots of tire debris from these semi-trucks, all types of garbage. Lots of different roadkill. It's avoided the roadkill itself, which I'm thankful. But if you listen to some people like Mr. Dan, he likes to say that the Tesla tries to kill you every 200 miles. So, yeah, how many times would that have been for me so far? I'm sorry, but my car has not tried to kill me. My Model 3, I have over 360,000 miles on that, all on full self-driving, 99% of all of that on full self-driving. Okay. Ride request here. And Uber didn't properly send it to the car. So, try that again. Lyft can kind of send it to the car, but it doesn't like to send the right address. Untitled Curbside there. They may be at the Holiday Inn Beach Resort, but they have the address for the condos. In these instances, since it's like the same road that goes into the same parking lot of the Holiday Inn Beach Resort, these are where I have to take over sometimes trying to track down the person. This is where all the 1% of the non-FSD comes from, is trying to track down the person. Now, one other thing. Curbside, I like you can choose, curbside, parking lot, I like that you can choose that. But it'd be nice if we have option which side for the curbside. Because I don't like to pull up to a Walmart using curbside and it stop in front of the doors, but it's to the left, which means if I'm dropping off people or picking up people, they have to walk across traffic. You want to prioritize the right side, so you pull over to the side of the road on the curbside. Just more convenient and more polite for the customer. Now, granted, sometimes they walk across the street already and they're waiting in the parking lot area, which it would be better because then, let me grab a parking space instead of sitting and blocking traffic. But I have to say, I've only had one or two people out of everybody I've ever driven, I've picked up at a Walmart, do that. Most of these people don't care about anybody else. And I mean, they just walk in front of my car while it's still in motion. They start opening the door before I even come to a complete stop. They don't care there's tons of people trying to get around. They have a huge grocery cart full of groceries, and they find it completely acceptable to sit there and just take their time loading their groceries in. It's like, oh, let me finish my cigarette here first, and now start. It's like, I'm sorry, that's just rude people. And it aggravates me to an extent. I've had people when I'm pulling up and I'm trying to pull into their driveway. I'm in the right-hand lane. Left-hand lane is traffic coming the other direction. Their driveway's over there, and I'm pulling up to the residence, signaling to go into the driveway. The car passes coming from the opposite direction, so I start to pull into the driveway, and all of a sudden they're walking in the road, forcing me to pretty much stop and block both lanes while they decide they're going to get in the car. They would not give me the few seconds to pull into their driveway. They wouldn't get out of the way. I would have to run over them to get into the driveway. Some of those instances, depending on the person, depending on the ride, I would cancel it as unsafe pickup, because they are making it unsafe. The car is slowing down. Could be a little more aggressive on the slowing down, which is strange because yesterday it was. Today is not as aggressive. I'm not sure why. turn off the Lyft. It's funny. If you look at Uber here, I have done 18,008 rides or total trips. And under Lyft, I've only done 3,048. So few Lyft rides. And it's funny things I run into that I have heard. I've given another guy who was a Uber driver a ride to go to the shop to pick up his car. He, of course, gave me a 1-star rating and everything because he doesn't want competition. But he was also going on about it's unfair that some drivers make more money than others, that what Uber should do is take all the money and divide it evenly to all the riders in the area every week, so that everybody makes the same amount. Yeah, people have that thought. Then I had a couple of customers the other evening that were complaining that it was because of people like me and Elon Musk that they don't have any money because we have taken all the money, so people like them don't have money now. That everybody should have the same amount of money. And, it's surprising how many people seem to have that notion. November 1st, there's a shrimp cook-off and seafood festival. Food, drinks, vendors, live music. I do have an appointment this afternoon at the Tesla Service Center to replace the front camera. There's a lot of nicks in the glass in the front, and they got to replace the entire camera for that. Tesla needs to work on that, because we're talking about just 4.5 months, 50,000 miles, all the sand and road debris and everything else that just pivots the car or pelvets the car, just destroys that. And I was talking earlier about having to replace the windshield before I got that ride reservation request. The place that does the paint protection films, they do a film for the windshield to help protect it. But when talking to them, they say with the amount of times that I go through car washes daily, with the amount of driving I do, it costs $600 to put that film on the windshield. It's cheaper for me to replace the windshield over time, because those films, even the paint protection films, they're good, but you can't go through automatic non-touchless car washes. And I have no non-touchless car washes that have a monthly subscription option. We're in chill mode. If I go to standard mode, I'm passing. So standard's a little more aggressive at passing. So in 14.1.1, chill would still pass aggressively, and the speed control was not that great. The 0.3, they fixed that. The speed control is a lot better. like I said, the chill mode seems to do 2 or 3 miles over the speed limit, where the standard does about 5, or right now it's doing 7. But it seems like the chill mode is a little more laid back and not as aggressive in passing. Welcome to South Padre Island. This bridge here going from Port Isabel to South Padre Island is 2 miles in length. Right now it's the only way on and off the island. Has been for quite a long time. And of course, now you have these 14.1.3 software is going out to even wider release, going out to a lot more people. Go back down the chill here, slow it down a little more. So I'm sure the internet's going to just be totally flooded with all these videos, and I think a lot of them are purposely, you know, if they're showing a lot of errors and a lot of mistakes and stuff, I think they're really trying to I don't know, misrepresent, I guess. You really have to analyze exactly what's going on, and it's people taking over for their own comfort, you know. What feels comfortable to them. I don't think the car will be doing anything unsafe. It might do something that's not quite legal, but all in all, it's being safe. And what we tend to call edge cases. Some messy construction here. See how busy the hotel is. And I'm going to end the video here. I'll see.